Opportunity to double the pawns and I didn't take it. Why is that? Doubling my pawns though. Ooh, interesting times. Oh no, and I've lost the knight. Oh dear, I think I need to go to sleep. Oh, crikey. Started falling down the hill. Tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Queen's defending. Still trying to find my feet. He's moved off the X-ray, but he still wants to keep this. Got a 2-on-1 on the pawn as well. Eee. Do you know, he can still do it. Oh, idiot. And take the pawn. Snowball effect. Oh, he's not done it. This player's letting us off with some stuff. I think he's sneaking here. Oh, come on. Got a 2-on-1 and... Oh, I'm going to have to hit this bishop. And again. Oof, it's not over yet though, is it? Got this. Pawn's just going to come down and hit it. Okay. Okay, let's push through the center, block here, get the knight out. Let's open up the white square bishop. Could have actually hit the pawn there. Fingers were moving a little bit too quick, but I don't want to lose tempo now and chase it. Let's just develop the knight. Supporting the pawn. I think we could do it now, couldn't we? Let's attack the pawn. Just capture. take, double the pawns, and we take advantage of the weakness we've created now. I think bringing this bishop here, just x-raying through, it's obviously just going to hit us. I'm going to keep the x-ray for a little bit, although it's just hitting the bishop. Probably just going to take the pawn. Not doing that just yet, so let's support ourselves with this pawn. No, he's going here. He's not doing that just yet. Making space though, bringing the pawn back in line. So I think I'm going to hit and then take the bishop. Got a 2-on-1 there because the queen's going to take. It's going to get the pawn either way. If we push this pawn up, queen's coming down here with a check on the king. Of course we can do this, but it's a bit messy. Oh, it's gone the other way. He's wanting his pawn to hit the knight. Knight is in, doing some of this type of stuff. Very lucky in that game. Silly maneuver. Should never have done that. Fancy arty stuff. I need to get rid of that. We need to just play simple. Get carried away with myself. Where am I? Yeah. Knight takes these. You know, it's so simple. Why am I going all arty thinking that's going to work? It doesn't work. Got a 2-on-1 there. Triple the pawns. It's as simple as day. Oh. Ugh. Block the pawn. Let's develop the knight. Take. Double the pawns. Not interested. Let's get the knight out, attacking the pawn. They must be practicing the keeping the tension thing. And let's just bring the bishop out. You can notice that they moved 2 pieces twice, didn't they? And so move that knight twice in a sense, and then move the bishop again. And just looking at the tail of the tape of the pieces, we've got our 4 minor pieces outdeveloped because they lost tempo moving their pieces twice. Well, you have to make something of it if you're looking to do something. But take the knight, the queen just gets into the game. I'm just leaving it. Let's castle. Expect the bishop to come flying here now. Ooh, 1 space out. See what the bishop wants. X-ray through and through. 2 on 1 with the knight. Captures eventually. We could go and double the pawns. We get the chance. We could get the chance, so I'm going to take it because that establishes some type of weakness for the end game. This pawn doesn't have any protection. This pawn's protected by the bishop at the minute, so we'll take this pawn. Attacking the bishop, queen can slide across here. X-raying through to their bishop. Not any good, because he just drops his pawn, and the queen is not in a very happy state, so we don't do that. No, let's not get fancy, dude. Which way do we... I do like this diagonal still going towards here, so I think we're going to stay here. Just I don't really want to block the pawns if it's not necessary. In here it's a bit stealthy, just hiding in the background. Maybe hitting this square. I better stop dragging it like that. I'm going to be attacking this pawn. Give the king some company. Keep the diagonal. Blocking my pawn. He does have double pawns in front here, so it's not too major, I suppose. Let's just bring it back. Obviously try and go for a rook take fest. We can. See, now they've come owning this file here, so we're not going to be doing that anymore. Bring the queen here is attacking this pawn, defending this area as well. We're looking to go for exchanges. Going to be doubling up the rooks, but he's also defending the pawn here. I think it's time to hit the rook. Excuse me. Just take. Attack. Bishop's defending. coming back to defend the pawn. You got oversights of keeping that battery on here, even though the bishop's still there, because he's attacking this pawn. No back rankers at the minute, because the bishop's got that diagonal. He's not defended the pawn, so there may be method. Oh, it's because he's attacking the bishop. Attacking the bishop. That's why. Told you, they're all souped up today. They're really strong. Yeah, I know you knew that pawn wasn't. Hey. Attack the queen. Attacking this pawn. Every move they're making is like on point, isn't it? Jeez. Every move is on point. Special juice. They've had the spinach or something. This time you will take. No, they haven't taken. They haven't taken. I'm going to attack the bishop, go for a mate threat. Bishop's going to come back to defend that square. Oh no, we'll get the bishop. Oh, they saw that. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. Let's hit the center like we do. It's our style. So this type of play I wouldn't do against like the higher rated players, but I don't know what rating this player is, but we're practicing and we probably would get away with it even if we played, you know, over the board against the higher rated players. I'm just not willing to take that chance really, because it looks too simple, too straightforward, and they may have seen this type of stuff many times. I'm going to put a check on the king, something to think about. Brings the bishop back. Doesn't go for the exchange. Exactly. Yep. Right, so we can bring this here like this, then he brings this like this. What would we do from there? We can then bring this here. Any castles? Don't like the look of that. See how simple it's looking? Too simple. Obviously the pawn is still going to hit the queen. Not doing that yet, so we can take. Pawn has to take. Doesn't have to take, but it'll take. In fact, it doesn't even have to do anything. But hey, Let's take. Pawn takes. Queen has to move. Can't go here to get a bam because the bishop is there. Can go here to get a bam, but he's going to castle. But there's space to put a check on the king type thing, just to be a bit annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this player is a high level player or not. I don't know. We could have. I think from looking at the forums and all that sort of stuff, there is suggestions that like even grandmasters go on and play anonymously just to practice strange stuff. And so this looks like it's not any type of higher level play, but okay, we get to practice the simple chess.